Good cold Thursday morning to everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the detailed video forecast discussion for your Thursday, the 29th of January 2015. Yes, my darlings, it's very cold outside. In fact, it's bitterly cold. We have lots of very cold air in place this morning with clear skies and very light winds. And as a result of that, we even have some high clouds building into the region during this morning as a result of the clipper that's on the way. But right now, it's cold. Stepping out the door this morning in New York City in Central Park, it's 20 degrees, 19 at Kennedy International Airport, Teterboro at 15. Out on Long Island, Farmingdale 15, 13 at Shirley, 6 degrees below zero in West Hampton this morning. Looking in the Hudson Valley, it's cold, 15 in White Plains, 4 degrees below zero in Montgomery, also in Poughkeepsie. It's absolutely 0 degrees Fahrenheit this morning in Albany. In New Jersey, a wide vast of cold air temperatures in place, 3 degrees in Morristown, 4 degrees in Somerville. Caldwell has 11. Newark International Airport 17, 6 degrees below zero this morning in Sussex County at the airport, 3 degrees below zero at Andover. These are actual air temperatures this morning, very cold air, light winds, and high pressure in control. And even with the slightest of winds that we have over the region, it's making wind chill values feel like about 4 degrees or just around 0 Celsius, 0 Fahrenheit to 12 degrees below zero. And even though the winds are light, that's the good thing, but it's bitterly cold out there this morning. You're really going to need to bundle up. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and Digital Atmosphere Software shows the high pressure ridge right over upstate New York and into northern New England here. Very calm, clear skies, very bitterly cold temperatures this morning all across the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. In fact, we didn't tell you, Philadelphia is cold too. It's at 23 this morning. And outside of that, in the suburbs here to the north and east of Philadelphia, out in Allentown and Scranton, temperatures are about 3 to 4 degrees. Here's our Clipper system crossing the Great Lakes. Light snow and rain breaking out in this region here across the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys. That will be spreading into our region during the next 12 to 24 hours. Morning pass of the visible satellite this morning shows clear skies overhead, but already we're beginning to see the influx of high-level clouds just to our west moving in. Very dry air in place right now, but there is more lifting out to the west as the Clipper approaches during this evening and tomorrow morning. Radar mosaic showing the plume of moisture here from the Great Lakes down to the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, racing very quickly to the east. It's going to produce a light swath of snow across the northern half of the forecast region during tonight and early tomorrow morning. Watches, warnings, and advisories for the north shore of Long Island, south shore of Connecticut. Here we have gale warnings in effect from 1 p.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. That is for northwest winds at 20 to 30 knots, gust up to 40 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet. Highest winds and seas occur late Friday afternoon and Friday night as an Arctic front moves through the region. And the disturbance, so it moves off the northern mid-Atlantic coast states into New England, really strengthens the baroclinic zone. And as a result, tight pressure gradient, very strong winds. For the south shore of Long Island, from about Sandy Hook, New Jersey, out to Montauk Point, we have small craft advisory and a gale warning. Small craft advisory from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday. Gale warning then from 1 p.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. West winds at 20 to 30 knots, gust up to 40 knots. Seas will be 4 to 7 feet. For the New Jersey coastal waters, a small craft advisory and gale warning in effect. Small craft advisory from 11 p.m. this evening through 6 a.m. Friday. Gale warning from 6 a.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. This is for southwest winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots late tonight. Shifting around to the northwest at 25 to 35 knots with gust up to 45 knots. Once again, wind shifting around from northwest, 25 to 35 knots, gust up to 45 knots on Friday and Friday night. Seas 3 to 5 feet late tonight, building to 5 to 8 feet on Friday and Friday night. For the aviational weather deck today, VFR this morning, the first part of the afternoon, expect a band of snow to reach the western terminals late in the day around Reading. Late this afternoon, Allentown toward evening. Visibility is likely lowering to IFR quickly after sunset of snow. The snow moves east towards the I-95 corridor and terminals between late tonight and early tomorrow morning just after midnight. And this will be a quick moving system, so only expecting a brief 3 to 6 hour period of light snow. Sleet may mix in Wilmington, Millville, Atlantic City, but confidence in the precipitation making it to Atlantic City is relatively low for this close to the event. Snow may linger out through Allentown and Reading after midnight tonight as well. Winds will be light this morning, becoming southerly this afternoon and evening, and a southwesterly flow overnight at 5 to 10 knots. Friday through Sunday, VFR expected gusty winds on Friday, Sunday afternoon through Monday, lowering ceiling snow with MVFR and IFR possible once again. It's a cold one out there at Newark today. If we can get to Newark, where are you? We got Teterboro. We got New York City. Where's Newark? Yeah, here we are. 17 degrees. That's cold. Dew point 2. Humidity 51%. The wind is north. It's light at 5. A few clouds streaming in at 25,000. And basically we have increasing cloud cover throughout the afternoon. Light snow developing after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. Continuing into the morning hours tomorrow just around sunrise rather. And through the morning hours, very light snow across the region too. Could have about a 1 to 2 inch snowfall total around north of Newark and probably even points north and west. So right now we are in VFR and we might go down to MVFR or even brief IFR conditions by tomorrow morning, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Philadelphia right now 23 dew point 3. It's VFR. Relative humidity 42%. The wind is light out of the north at 3. A few clouds at 22,000, streaming in at 28,000. And 1.5 miles and light snow late tonight and light snow showers tomorrow morning too. The further south you go, the less impact this will have, and we'll break into scattered clouds and very strong gusty winds, gusting up to 25 knots by early tomorrow morning after sunrise, actually, as the Arctic front moves through and the Clipper begins to deepen off the coastal waters of southeastern New England. NAM 4-kilometer precipitation type mean sea level pressure from Penn State Seawall site shows the Clipper approaching as well. And as it does so, some light snow breaks out. Could be more enhanced early tomorrow morning, just before sunrise or whatever around the New York City metropolitan area, parts of New York, Long Island, into interior Connecticut, coastal New Jersey too could see a little bit of enhancement to that snow. Still, we're forecasting basically an inch or two across north of 78 and 80 and into the Hudson River Valley and into interior Connecticut. That's where the greatest snow will be. Very little snow, central and southern New Jersey, maybe just a trace. And basically that goes out, scattered to broken clouds, and then the Arctic front comes through, strong northwesterly winds. Look at the storm deepening here, the Clipper deepening off the coastal waters of southern New England. A very tight pressure gradient here, winds increase, and so do the temperatures. Drop like a bomb tomorrow, and wind chills will actually go below zero in many areas by late tomorrow afternoon, so you're really going to have to bundle up. Take a look at the surface temperatures beginning Friday afternoon, Friday night, right through the weekend. This is off the GFS from 6C this morning. Notice temperatures falling by great degrees from the 30s into the 15s across the interior on Saturday night around 8 o'clock. And then overnight on Saturday night into Saturday morning, so Friday night into Saturday morning temperatures. These are actual forecasted temperatures just above zero in the Poconos region, about basically 5 to 10 degrees across most of the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. It could be a little into the lower teens in New York City and Long Island and the coast and back down through the Delmarva, but this is bitterly cold air. Saturday afternoon doesn't rise much from the mid and upper teens across the forecast region. Even the NAM and Canadian agree with this cold scenario. The Canadian a little bit warmer, but that one is the outlier compared to the other mesoscale and global models here. By the time we get to Saturday night, temperatures once again dropping into the single digits, and Sunday a little bit warmer as the next system approaches. We get into the upper 20s and lower to mid 30s right along the Atlantic facing beaches here. And offshore into central and eastern Long Island, but everybody else remains in the 20s on Sunday. And Super Bowl Sunday, it's a big deal. You're going to have a lot of parties, but it's going to be cold. You're going to need to bundle up if you're going to any of these parties by early Monday morning. Temperatures once again into the teens across the interior and the low to mid 20s just about everywhere else. That's nothing. Much colder air is coming past the storm system on Sunday night and Monday, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Most of this winter so far has featured this kind of scenario, a North Atlantic ice oscillation that has been positive, basically favors an upper low over Greenland. And this time around, over the last couple of days, including the blizzard, we have nearly neutral to slightly negative east-based North Atlantic ice oscillation with the ridge axis near Greenland or just to the east of Greenland that allows the cold Arctic air to be building into the eastern United States. And usually it means a very active subtropical jet stream phasing between the two polar and subtropical jet streams, and then Viola, a storm. But we still have a couple of things to go over here. This is the forecasted of teleconnection indices for into the beginning part of February. Now, we have been in a positive state of the ANO until around probably around here till the end of January. And then we go into the tank here And this has been forecasted to be in a negative position now, but we're not really in a negative position. We might be in an east-based NAO right now, and that's very weak too, or just a nearly neutral signal. We're forecasted to go negative and then back up to positive again by the early part of February here. Usually when you switch between one to the other, or from the negative to the positive to the negative, you usually have a better chance of an East Coast snowstorm. The EPO index obviously has been extremely negative, and that's allowing the Pacific jet to be much more overwhelming than the subtropical jet, so it's been having a hard time phasing storm systems here. The WPO in the negative looks good, and the PNA with a ridge access off the west coast and into the interior mountain regions of the western United States looks good at this time, but there's still some convoluence to this graph here. Have a lot of things on the playing field. Here's our strong Pacific jet with a negative, very strongly negative EPO index here. Here's our polar branch, and here is our split with our subtropical branch here. But notice the polar vortex is really locked up towards the pole still. And we do have an NAO signature here, but this is an east-based NAO negative, and that allows the trough axis to be a little bit too far to the east. So we have a bit of convergence here, and as a result of that, the flow just continues to be very active, but we're going to have to change this one to buckle the polar vortex a little bit further south to get the storm on Sunday, and this energy to drive from the southwestern United States and the Gulf of Mexico to the east coast. If this happens, then we have snow on Sunday night and Monday morning for Super Bowl, and your return to, with a headache on Monday morning to the office. But if not, then it's a southern slider and there's less precipitation, and the models have been changing back and forth. And this is off the latest 6Z run for Sunday afternoon. Snow breaks out to the north. Here comes our system across the Tennessee and Ohio River Valley, bringing some light snow in by Sunday night. And then the storm just moves off the northern mid-Atlantic coast, off the Delmarva coast, provides some light snow over the interior, and then out that goes. Maybe some more enhancement on the northwest side as it deepens a little bit. With the cold air locked in place, it's going to be a relatively normal to drier snow. So the GFS model is enhancing the snow right along the coast and back and through central and southern New Jersey. Less snow from 78 north and east. And you can see on the GFS the temperatures here in the teens on the Super Bowl night on Sunday night, and then back into the single digits and teens for your highs on Monday morning when you wake up. Temperatures only recovering into the teens across the region on Monday afternoon, back down into the single digits to below zero on Monday night and Tuesday, and then really cold. This is some very cold air. Look at this. Forecasted temperatures 5 to 10 degrees below zero. These are actual high temperatures forecasted right now for Tuesday morning as you're waking up. So bitterly cold air. Temperatures only rising into the teens, and it remains cold but slowly modifying through the midweek period, but still very multiple pushes of cold air here. And this is probably as a result of the NAO probably trying to signal its way into the negative and then spike back up again. As far as forecasted sensible weather, it's dry and cold on Saturday. Here comes the storm system in question for Sunday night and Monday. We're not so sure yet. We're pretty confident, about 50 to 60% chance that snow will break out across the entire region. How much snow, we just don't know yet. Obviously, it will be determined by how cold the atmosphere is, how far south, and how much interaction the two streams have. But it's going to be an active pattern nonetheless going forward. Here comes another cold front, and cold air advection building into the region by the middle of next week. So very cold air, active pattern on the way. And if we wanted to really go ahead, well, the models just indicate more storminess across the East Coast as we head into the first full week of February. Yesterday on Facebook, I posted even the European model going bonkers at one moment and then backing off again. Last night, it backed off considerably on this snow for Sunday night and Monday. So once again, it's going to be a forecast where you're just going to have to monitor things because interaction, phasing, and timing is going to make the difference in your total forecast. But get ready, it's going to be really cold and especially windy on Friday afternoon right through early Saturday and Saturday night. And of course, we'll be live with updates on all of this throughout the day on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith for Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. Do bundle up and be safe out there.